Welcome to the 2016-2017 playoff games. The regular season stats have been collected, and the championship bracket has been finalized and is currently underway. So let's just jump right into today's video. I like to dedicate this section to the Stone Kelsos. Watch him smoke, watch him cough, watch him laugh, watch him blow no smoke out his mouth. Playoffs. In the championship, Flying V and I'm Batman have a bye, whereas Rubber Puckies versus Tripped on the Blue Line are going head-to-head. I'm going to give this week to Tripped on the Blue Line. Derbytron and the Melbourne Mustangs are also going at it. I'm going to give it to the Mustangs. In the Chump League, Swamp Rabbits and the Cows have a bye this week. The Stone Kelsos going up against the King Captains. I'm going to give it to the King Captains. Secret Snake Club versus Austin 316. I'm going to give it to the Secret Snake Club this week. Record Book Medals, single week. Chad won most goals in week 1. Kelso had most assists in week 1. Chad's week 17 earned him the best plus minus. Jeff won penalty minutes in week 1. Most power play points goes to Chad's week 1. Most short-handed points goes to Johnny for week 1. Most shots on goal goes to Chad's week 1. Johnny's week 1 had most hits. And finally, most blocks goes to Johnny for week 15. Congratulations on your medals, fellas. Record book medals all season. Most goals this season goes to Johnny. Most assists goes to Andrew. Best plus minus goes to Adrian. Most penalty minutes goes to Johnny. There's a tie between power play minutes between Jazz and Chad. Short-handed points goes to Adrian. Most shots on goal goes to Johnny. Most hits also goes to Johnny. And finally, most blocks also goes to Johnny. Congratulations on your all-season medals, people. These are the weekly scores. As we go through it, you can see the ups and downs of each win versus each player. So we can see here in week 1 that Johnny crushed Mike, whereas in week 2, Brody beat Jazz and everyone else was pretty average. Here we can see Andrew beating Brody and Craig beating Ryan. We can see week 4 had a bigger week with Brian and Jazz beating Craig and Kelso quite badly, and Jeff beating Adrian. Adrian having the same score, basically, but being beaten by Mike. Nice pattern, though. Adrian and Johnny taking the lead that week, beating Kelso and Jazz. Week 7 shows Johnny and Brian in the lead, destroying Adrian and Brody. Jeff also beat Chad pretty badly. Adrian crushing Brody in week 8, and Kelso beating Craig at half that. Week 9 was a pretty weak week, but Jeff beat Craig. No, Andrew beat Craig that week. Week 10 was a little bit better, having Johnny defeating Brian. Week 11 was pretty weak. Kelso and Brody taking the lead, as well as Johnny. Jeff, Jazz, Chad had very low. Brian, Adrian, and Johnny having a big lead. Ryan also having one. Week 13, Brody, Johnny doing quite well. Chad and Jazz obviously getting their ass kicked, as that's the reverse. Week 14, Ryan and Jazz get beat by Jeff and Craig. Everyone else does pretty minimal work. Week 15, Chad crushes Ryan. Everyone else is within the average. Week 16, Brody and Jazz crushing Chad and Brian. Week 17, Johnny and Jazz just destroying Adrian and Kelso. Week 18, Craig beats Jazz. Brian beats Adrian. Everyone else pretty average. Back and forth. Week 19, Kelso beats Craig. Everyone else under 40. Week 20, Adrian beats Chad. Jeff beats Mike. Everyone else does under almost 10. That's all I'm going to do for today's video. Expect another one real soon. See you guys. That fucking sucked.